is like no other. A phenomenon that is trending across the world. Born from raw power. Driven by fearless competitors. Strength is measured in horsepower and emotions that are pushed to their edge. But the true force, the spark that ignites it all, is you, the fans.
You are the roar that pushes us to drive harder.
And go higher.
We need your energy.
So get up. Get loud.
Every clap.
Every cheer.
This is your house.
This is your moment.
We can feel it.
We can hear you.
Hampton, are you ready? I said, are you ready?
Hampton, Virginia.
Are you ready for Monster Jam?
Hampton, this is Monster Jam!
Monster Jam fans, the first competition of the evening is JCB Racing. All of our drivers have been seated into a bracket where they will go head-to-head for the fastest time. The 4 drivers to do that will advance to the semifinal round. Hampton, I've just got one question for you. Who's ready for JCB Racing?
Up first, blue side of the arena, it's Cody Saucier in Dragon. And the red side of the Coliseum, spending much of his life just down the road, it's John Zimmer Sr. Megalodon. These two have met 9 times this year, Dragon winning 8 of those 9 races. He's got a 39-12 race record. So our 2 veterans on this series pull into the line. Dragon staged, Megalodon staged. Time to go green. is Dragon! So Cody Saucier now 40-12 in racing this season. We'll face the winner of our next race. The 2025 Rookie of the Year. Let's hear it for Triton Robbins, Crazy Train! She is batty to the bone. It's Kristen Anderson, Gravedigger. Tough race here for Kristen Anderson, Gravedigger. Triton Robbins, Crazy Train, 25-18 in racing this season. He's bad fast, and he's won the racing final yesterday. Won one of the two racing finals. So our drivers both getting the signal to restage. You'll see when Kristen Anderson, Gravedigger stages, a second yellow light pops up. The same for Crazy Train. We're ready to go. Your winner is Crazy Train! So Dragon and Crazy Train ready to face off in our semifinal round. 2 races left in round 1. And so right now we have our next competitors at the line. On the blue side, let's hear it for Logan Ashline, Sparkle Smash! And in the other lane, the flyest guy in Monster Jam, Montana Robbins, Plain Crazy. They've met 3 times this year in racing, Plain Crazy winning 3 of those races. But so far this weekend, Sparkle Smash has made it to the final round twice. Can she do it again today? Your winner is Plain Crazy! There is a disqualification for Sparkle Smash. Watching her come around the second turn, she hits the turn cone in the first turn. An automatic disqualification. And so our semifinal round, we'll see Dragon versus Crazy Train. The bad news train continues for El Toro Loco, not able to make it to racing, so Terminal Velocity moves to the semifinal round to face Plain Crazy.
We've narrowed it down to 4 trucks, but only 2 can make it to the finals. Fans, if you're ready for the semifinal round, let me hear you make some noise!
Two drivers with the best race records on this series getting ready to go head-to-head. Getting the signal to fire and stage. So who wants Dragon to win this race? Who wants Crazy Train to win this race? Winner goes to the final round. Dragon stage, Crazy Train stage. Let's do this! Moving to the Super Glue Glued to the Action replay. Dragon in the lead going into that final turn. And your winner is Dragon! So Dragon, Cody Saucier Dragon now 1 JCB Racing final win away from 180 JCB Racing final wins. It depends on who he's going to face in the final round. First 8 points on the line. Our next two competitors want to see Dragon in that final round race. So who thinks Terminal Velocity is going to the final round? Who wants Plane Crazy to win this race? Montana Robbins stage. John Zimmer Jr. stage. Your winner is Terminal Velocity.
Monster Jam fans, we've made it to the finals. It's time to turn the volume all the way up. Who's ready for more JCB Racing?
He is in his fourth season, the 2025 Freestyle of the Year, last year's Arena Series Central Champion from Howell, Michigan, with a race record of 33-16. It's John Zimmer Jr., Terminal Velocity. In his 13th season, the 2023 Arena Racer of the Year, one final round race away from 180 JCB Racing final wins, 41-12 this season. From Lafayette, Louisiana, it's Cody Saucier, Dragon. First 8 points on the line. Only one can grab it. It's time to go green. Super glued to the action replay. Coming around that final turn. Your winner is Terminal Velocity. Possibly the upset of the weekend with Dragon. So close. Cody Saucier pointing to the officials up there. Not happy with the outcome of that race. But John Zimmer Jr., Terminal Velocity, throwing his hands up like, I don't know, man, I just race. So for John Zimmer Sr. or Jr., that is his 66 racing finals win of his career. Not letting Cody Saucier get that glory of 180 wins. But right now, Terminal Velocity, first 8 points, and Katie is with our winner.
Standing by with John Zimmer Jr., we've got Cody out here. He was one win away from his 180th, and he was trying hard this weekend. You kept him off. Does that sweeten this victory a little bit more for you?
Yeah, I'm just, I was happy that I got out of the first round, and I didn't even have to come out to race for that. So super grateful for that. Been super in my head about racing all weekend long. Finally made it to the final round. I guess none other than Cody right here, Dragon, man. 180 wins is coming, brother. I know you're going to get it. You're such a fast racer, man, but I'll take it this time.
We've got two-wheel skills coming up next. Are you going to keep this momentum going?
I'm going to keep throwing it out here for two-wheel skills. I broke so many parts this weekend. What's more parts for the fans, man? Destruction is coming, and it's going to be a wild time. If y'all thought racing was sick, we got plenty more coming. You want to see some more?
Fans, give it up for John Zimmer Jr., Terminal Velocity.
So John Zimmer Jr., first 8 points of the event, gets first place right now with 2 more competitions remaining. Dragon in second with 7 points. A tie for third with Crazy Train and Plain Crazy. Robbins Brothers holding down third place. We have Gravedigger, Megalodon, and Sparkle Smash tied for fifth. And again, the sad story, the just difficult weekend for El Toro Loco, MJ Solorio, looking at a big goose egg right now as the UNOH technicians work hard to get that truck ready for our next competition. With the second 8 points on the line, it's going to be our two-wheel skills challenge. We're going to give each truck and driver 2 attempts at their best tricks. We've got stoppies, poppers, wheelies, bicycles, moonwalks. We might even see a brand new trick this afternoon in Hampton Coliseum. So scan the QR code, get to judgeszone.com, plug in that code HAM, and get ready to pick the winner of our next competition. Great balance, great action with that popper from John Zimmer in Megalodon. 1 attempt left in two-wheel skills.
A beast in the water and on dirt. Give it up for John Zimmer, Megalodon. Scoring is now open.
So again, judgeszone.com, that code HAM, plug in your score for Megalodon. Who says you can't teach an old shark new tricks? Watching John Zimmer trying to work on perfecting this bicycle that he's seen his son do that turns into a sidewall save sometimes. He's looking for big scores, and he's bringing it to start the two-wheel skills challenge. A guy in 21 years has driven just about every Monster Jam truck and now waits for your scores. They're in at judgeszone.com. The score for Megalodon is 7.881. 7.881, kicking things off. Super glued to the action replay, watching the shark swim sideways. Nice little pause there, trying to find the balance on those 2 tires. And so we're going to watch that progress from him as he continues to attempt that move. So again, stoppies, poppers, wheelies, bicycles, moonwalks. That's what we're looking for here in this competition.
and Gravedigger. Scoring is now open.
Trying to find that balance, trying to balance 12,000 pounds on 2 tires. Not an easy task. And so the first attempt to getting the truck up on those front tires, walking around, really utilizing a lot of that pod space. And then for attempt number 2, had it in the wheelie, but as she tried to walk up the pod, the truck tried to settle. She mashed the gas, trying to keep it on 2 wheels, but gravity had a different opinion on what was supposed to happen right there. So scores are in. Score for Gravedigger, 7.677. 7.677 right now, second place. Megalodon score to beat, 7.881. A lot of this is timing, some of it's the talent, but it's really being able to feel the balance of that truck and knowing when to shift into reverse, when to put it back into gear, when to hit the gas, when to hit the brake. Wild stuff here. Our next competitor coming up. Why not bring another lady out for 2-wheel skills? Here's Logan Ashline, Sparkle Smash. Right now, our Monster Jam Tech official running out. Checking out Sparkle Smash. She's going to get the opportunity to fire here in a moment. You're on board with Sparkle Smash. Make some noise for Logan Ashline. All right, lights are green. That means she can fire. Visors down. It's time for business. Nice little smooth catwalk run right there. Sparkle Smash, one more attempt.
Logan Ashline, Sparkle Smash. Lock in those scores.
Second attempt, she's like, I'm just going to send it. Awesome sky wheelie. And a big moment this weekend for Logan Ashline, Sparkle Smash. Really starting to get comfortable behind the wheel. Really bringing the intensity to these other drivers. And looking fabulous, doing it. Let's hear it for Sparkle Smash. So the first attempt, the popper walking the runway there for a second. Second attempt, sky wheelie. We'll see what the fans think. Scores are in for Sparkle Smash, and they are 7.875. 7.875. Right now, all of our competitors within 0.2 of a point of each other. So this is a great competition right now as we watch Sparkle Smash and the Super Glue Glued to the Action replay. Up next, your racing winner, John Zimmer Jr., terminal velocity, score to beat his dad, Megalodon, 7.881. Nice moonwalk up and through the pod for terminal velocity. One more attempt.
Terminal velocity. Place your scores now.
Well, you just saw one of the many reasons he is in first place on this series. John Zimmer Jr. Terminal Velocity was made for Monster Jam, was made for two-wheel skill, and he is having an amazing this weekend in Hampton. Grew up just down the street, now lives in Michigan, so this is still like home for him. Let's hear it for Terminal Velocity right now. Scores are in. Score to beat, Megalodon, 7.881. The score for Terminal Velocity is... $9.1, your new leader, Terminal Velocity. Unbelievable stuff. And there are so many points where you're like, oh, right there, he's going over, but no. Throws it in, mashes the gas, turns the tires inward, sets it back down on all four BKT tires. Terminal Velocity, your new leader, 9.1, score to beat. And during Freestyle, we will crown our St. Jude ambassador of the event, so we ask that you please consider making a donation to St. Jude Children's Research Hospital and picking one of our drivers for their friendly fundraising competition. So scan the QR code, pick a driver, your favorite, which Megalodon earlier really wanted to win. We could tell during the interviews. He's in the lead right now, so every one of your donations is going to add up this afternoon, but for each driver, the chance to be the St. Jude ambassador of the event. So let's end childhood cancer together. Scan that QR code and make your donation to St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. Got to be some extra fire in that belly after that racing final. He wasn't thrilled, but he's going to show us what he's made of. Yesterday's two-wheel skills challenge winner. Here comes Cody Saucier, Dragon. Trying to work the combo, but not enough momentum for the stoppie towards the end. Nice wheelie, nice walk, but not able to execute the combo. We got another bicycle. Here we go.
Cody Saucier, Dragon. Fans, place those scores now.
Trying to one-up John Zimmer and then John Zimmer Jr. with that bicycle. This weekend, it seems like he's been trying to walk it all the way around the floor of the Hampton Coliseum. That time looked like he might have thrown it into a sidewall save, but running out of room, still feeling good about it. Let's hear it for Dragon. Scores are in. The score for Dragon is 7.575. 7.575. Right now, Dragon sits in fifth, with only a handful of competitors left in our two-wheel skills challenge. And remember, 8 points on the line We add up all the points at the end of the event, crown our BKT overall event champion, and whoever has the most points at the end of the season gets the invite to Monster Jam World Finals. This is your captain speaking. You need to get loud for Montana Robbins playing crazy. Stoppy moonwalk combo. Trying to go for another combo. Needed a little bit more momentum to get those front BKT tires up. One more attempt for Plain Crazy. Steering wheel out the window, almost ran it over.
Montana Robbins playing crazy. Lock in your scores.
I seriously thought he was going to run his steering wheel over. It's sitting right on top of the pod if you can't see it right there. So while he's just facing the dirt, looking at it, he's like, you know what, I don't need this. And then sets it back down to end the run. So will that add to the score for Plain Crazy, or will Terminal Velocity still hold on to that lead? Got a few moments left until you need to have your score locked in. All right, here we go. Scores are in. The score for Plain Crazy is 7.956. Montana Robbins playing crazy right now. Second place. Here is Super Glue Glue to the action replay. Plane pointing down, not usually a good sign. And then if you're in a plane in that position and the pilot throws, you know, any controls out the window, you'd be a little concerned, but not when Montana Robbins is flying that plane crazy. When you hear the whistle blowing, that means the trains are coming. Here's Triton Robbins, Crazy Train. He shut the truck off. I'm not sure Triton Robbins might take a nap in there. Fired back up. Nice combos for Crazy Train. Terminal Velocity 9.1, the score to beat. Crazy Train right now making the case that he could be this competition winner, but he's got one more attempt. Right on the edge of the pod.
All aboard! Triton Robbins Crazy Train. Scoring is now open.
That was an awesome succession there of combinations in that first attempt from Triton Robbins Crazy Train, making it look easy. Like any one of us right here could hop right in that seat and make it happen. But I don't know if we can do it that good. Like Triton Robbins Crazy Train, will he take the top spot right now? He's had a good weekend so far. This could definitely be some of the icing on the cake. So the score is in. The score for Crazy Train is second place, 8.89. So super glued to the action replay. Nice stoppy, moonwalk up, smooth, sets it back down, but also combos into a wheelie. Then from there, it was like, hey, I was gonna hang out right here for a minute. And that was awesome. Then the power wheelie up the ramp. Crazy Train in second. One competitor left. Let's hear it for MJ Solario, El Toro Loco. It has been a tough weekend for MJ Solario, El Toro Loco. Riding on board with him in these next two events. It's time to let some of that aggression out. The bull is loose in Hampton Coliseum. No hands on the wheel. Almost perfectly balanced at 90 degrees. Blowing smoke. El Toro Loco is in the house and back for business. One more attempt, score to beat, 9.1, terminal velocity. Not liking what he's seeing right there. So he's gonna take a different angle. Steering wheel out the window.
MJ Solario, El Toro Loco, lock in your scores.
Could you imagine driving down the road and somebody just throws their steering wheel out though? That'd be wild. But these professionals, these superstars, they know what they're doing, and they do it with such ease. They make it look so easy. And MJ Solario, El Toro Loco, even after a tough weekend, coming out, showing up for you Monster Jam fans. He's getting out of the truck, and he's had a long weekend. So Hampton, come on, show some love to El Toro Loco. Scores are in. The score for El Toro Loco is 8.807. That means your two-wheel skill winner is John Zimmer Jr., terminal velocity. 9.1 brings it home. And for John Zimmer Jr., terminal velocity, his 86th two-wheel skills win in Monster Jam in his 4-year career. Taking the second 8 points of the event, our winner is with Katie on the pod.
Fans once again joined by John Zimmer Jr., terminal velocity. We've seen you pull off that maneuver before. I'm starting to think you like driving on your side just as much as you do upright. Fans, we want to hear about what goes on in your mind when that is happening.
Not a whole lot, honestly, just trying to keep it from going all the way over upside down with no wheels on the ground. But it's super fun feeling in there. When it came around, it was getting ready to like stand itself into a wheelie. I wish I would have felt that sooner because I could have carried that back across the pod after the crazy bicycle. But man, it was sick nonetheless. You guys were loving it. I could see you jumping up and down. Man, it was so sick.
We've got freestyle coming up next. Will we see a sweep from you today?
I don't know about a sweep. I'm just going to come out here and let my right foot do the driving for sure. From start to finish, I'm going as hard as I can. That's why it's the final competition, guys. Here at Monster Jam, we love to get wild, and it's going to get even crazier. We got freestyle coming up. Are you guys ready?
Make some noise for John Zimmer Jr., Terminal Velocity.
Turn the action up about 10,000 notches. Please welcome the superstars of Monster Jam's Freestyle Motocross.
Hampton making their way to the track right now. We've got some of the best freestyle motocross riders in the world. They're going to get nice and warmed up for you. One thing is for sure, they are going to want you to get nice and loud. Making his way right now up first, we've got Brandon Reardon. Next, out of Massachusetts, Kenny Haskell. From Hutchinson, Minnesota, Alex Damlow. And another rider out of Massachusetts. Give it up for Seth Beaton. Fans, when these riders hit the ramp, you know what to do. Get loud. Making it look effortless. Hampton, what do you think so far? The louder you get, the higher they go. Let's hear it. So far, so good. Keep it going. Hampton, give it up. All of our riders making their way to the pod right now. The action is just getting started. We're about to kick off our best trick competition. Each of our riders will have one attempt at their best trick from one side of this Coliseum to the next. And fans, you need to get loud, but you also need to have those phones ready to score on judgeszone.com. Just like we've been doing for all of our Monster Jam drivers, we want you to help pick our winner today. Hampton, are you ready? That was okay, but you guys have been louder today. I think we can do better. I said, are you ready?
There we go. I thought everybody was falling asleep while these guys were riding there for a second. Seriously, when our riders hit the runway and they are flying through the air, we need to take it up to 20 for these guys because they're doing some wild stuff, and it's time to start our best trick competition. Up first, it's Brendan Reardon. one of our Massachusetts riders, 450cc bike, asked him earlier if he had any hidden talents, and he can lick his elbows, is what he told me. The boys call him Big Brenda on the road, and the boys love to ride, so he's on the runway. Make some noise. Come on, Hampton!
Scoring is now open for Brandon Reardon.
Go with the Superman seat grab to no hands. Ma, look at that. That is just absolutely chaotic. I could not imagine, first of all, flying through the air on a dirt bike, but then also letting go of the bike. Absolutely awesome stuff, and a big start to our best trick competition. So your scores are in, and your score for Brendan Reardon is 8.182. 8.182. Big Brenda in the lead right now. And up next, a man with two pinky toes on his right foot from Haverhill, Massachusetts. It's Kenny Haskell. Loves spending time with his family at home, loves riding around the world, loves the roar of the crowd when he is busting out a gnar trick. And doing a little showboating right now, a little hot dog action. So score to beat, 8.182. If you want to see bigger tricks, we need to turn up the volume. When he hits the runway, Hampton, you know what to do. Let's hear it.
Hampton, give it up for Kenny Haskell. Lock in those scores.
Kenny Haskell, the backflip baddie. Heard the crowd roar for that trick earlier, and he's like, watch me. I can do that too. And big roar from the crowd here at Hampton Coliseum. Scores are in. Score to beat. Brendan Reardon, 8.182. The score for Kenny Haskell is 8.71. Your new leader, Kenny Haskell. All right, up next, the youngster from Minnesota, Alex Damlow, who, growing up the first 3 years of his life, winning the cutest baby contest at the county fair. Still pretty handsome as well, but more importantly, wild on two wheels. And you want to see something crazy, you're going to have to get loud as soon as he hits the runway. One of the younger riders in Monster Jam's Freestyle Motocross, and a lot of awesome years to go. As this sport continues to evolve, these guys continue to push each other harder and harder. Now it's up to you to push them hard. Make some noise. Come on.
That was Alex Damlow. Scoring is now open.
Alex Damlow probably smiling under the helmet there too as he's doing the backflip. Bike kind of twists a little bit. There's got to be no crazier feeling. Not only like earlier letting go of the bike completely, but also being upside down in motion like that. Scores are in. Score for Alex Damlow, 8.612. 8.612, second place right now. Score to beat still, Kenny Haskell, 8.71. Our final competitor has pretty much wiped the competition this weekend. It's Seth Beaton. The one thing about Seth that not too many people know, he's a big fan of smelling salts. He loves feeling his lungs from the inside. Needs all the energy and awakeness he can get for some of these tricks these guys are doing. And again, he has dominated this weekend's competition. You see him locking up the handlebars there. All right, one last time, Hampton. Let's go, bring it up to 20.
Seth Beaton. Scoring is now open.
So backflip with the variation, the Indian air is what that's called. Right side up, upside down, that's a backflip. Indian air, and Seth Beaton, perfect execution in that trick, but is it enough to take the lead? Score to beat, Kenny Haskell, 8.71. The score for Seth Beaton is 9.79. Your winner, Seth Beaton.
Fans, I think all of our FMX riders still have a little bit left in them. Are you guys ready for some more? They are about to make a train formation, one after another, flying across this Coliseum. You need to turn the volume all the way up. Hampton, make some noise. We need to be the loudest we've been all day long. Hampton on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Starting out with whips. Not bad. We're gonna keep this thing going. They can't hear you. Making their second train attempt here. Get loud! Hampton, I think we've got one more left in us. Do you guys want to see one more? Then you need to get louder. For our final train, we really got to blow the roof off this place. Fans, they feed off of your energy. 1, 2, 3, let's hear it. Again, making it look easy up there. Give it up for all of our FMX riders. Coming out here and putting on a show. Once again, make some noise for each of our riders, Hampton. Joining me on the pod right now, Seth Beaton. I think I know why they call you Seth Beaton, because you beat everybody. A clean sweep across this entire weekend. Seth, how'd you get so good at this?
I mean, these guys don't make it easy for me by any means. Kenny just started flipping, Alex just started flipping, so they're all coming for me. They're definitely not making it easy.
Are there any tricks in your career that you haven't quite perfected yet that you'd like to?
I have a lot of tricks that I'd still like to learn. I'm still trying to progress at 35, but yeah, still some in the chamber.
All right, so more for these fans to look out for from you. And speaking of fans, these guys have been insane today and all weekend long, getting incredibly loud. What do you have to say to them?
I love you guys. You guys have been the loudest tour yet, by far.
Fans, show them how loud we can get. It's Seth Beaton, your best trick winner.
One competition remains, and so far it has been all terminal velocity. It's been a big weekend for John Zimmer Jr., able to grow his lead on the series. And this afternoon, looks like it's growing even bigger. He's right now in first with 16 points after winning JCB Racing and two-wheel skills. We've got Crazy Train Triton Robbins, who's been in the mix quite a few times this weekend. Second place with 11 points. Plain Crazy, his brother right behind with 9 points. We've got Dragon in fourth with 8 points. Then the rest of the field, El Toro Loco, Megalodon tied for fifth with 6 points each. Sparkle Smash is in seventh, and Gravedigger is in eighth. And our final competition of the event, Monster Jam Freestyle. Who wants to see someone hit the backflip ramp?
Go crazy! We've reached the pinnacle of today's event. Hampton, Who's ready for Monster Jam Freestyle? But it's not slowing him down. John Zimmer, Megalodon. Scoring is now open.
Bringing some old school to the new school. Back when I was younger, that reverse wheelie was the thing. Like, you don't see that too often anymore. So bringing in some of that old school flair with a lot of the new school stuff, big air, and just great momentum. I love the way they use that Morgan and Morgan backflip to pop into a wheelie and walk across the tracks. The scores are in. Score for Megalodon is 7.953. 7.953. Meg in first. Sharks do fly, and they fly big only at Monster Jam. Conductor says it's time to go, and it's time to go big. Here's Triton Robbins, Crazy Train.
Crazy Train, lock in those scores.
Especially should you choose him to be your freestyle winner. Triton Robbins, Crazy Train, has really been on the rails as of late and going forward, trying to catch up to terminal velocity. But in racing, in two-wheel skills, and in freestyle this last month, has really stepped up his game, and you just saw it right there in an awesome freestyle. A moment there where he could have rolled over, but he knew to hit the pedal, set it back down, keep it going. Scores are in. Score to beat Megalodon, 7.953. Triton, you ready to see your score? Let's see that score for Crazy Train. 8.159. Your new leader is Crazy Train. Trains aren't supposed to fly, but that one does. Get those airplane wings out. Here comes Montana Robbins, Plane Crazy.
Taking things to new heights, it's Montana Robbins, Plane Crazy. Give us your scores.
On a kamikaze mission there. I mean, no wings anymore in the front of that plane, but when Montana Robbins is flying, you are good to go. And now your scores, we wait for those at judgeszone.com. Is it enough to take the top spot from his brother right now, Crazy Train, sitting in the lead? Montana with great coverage of the floor, with some great action, too. Looking at the parts of his truck just strewn across the floor right now. And our Monster Jam Tech officials helping clean up some of that mess. Plane Crazy leaving behind. Scores are in. The score for Plane Crazy is 7.89. 7.89 right now, third place, in all of our drivers within 0.4 of a point of each other in freestyle. So the competition is spicy as we watch Super Glue glued to the action replay from Plane Crazy. Now it's time to crown our St. Jude ambassador of the event. Your donations have come in, and our winner today is Sparkle Smash Logan Ashline. Thank you, Hampton, for every donation you have made today, this afternoon. We cannot thank you enough. The families at St. Jude can't thank you enough. And St. Jude Children's Research Hospital thanks you for taking the time, just that moment, to make $1 or more of a donation. Thank you, Hampton, for all you've done this weekend helping support St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. Together, we are going to end childhood cancer. From Kill Devil Hills, North Carolina, it's Kristen Anderson, Gravedigger. She is lining up for the Morgan and Morgan backflip ramp. For the people, 9 seconds left. Kristen Anderson hits the Morgan and Morgan backflip. The place goes nuts. This place, the Hampton Coliseum, is eating out of the palm of her hand right now. And you see her crew chief, Aldina, in the back watching every moment of it. So here's the replay of that Morgan and Morgan backflip. Awesome execution. Backs it up and then sends her back out there. All right, here we go. Scores are in. Score to beat. Crazy Train, 8.159. The score for Grave Digger is 9.105. Your new leader, Grave Digger. Freestyle winner last night. Might be able to do it again today. 4 competitors remain. Let's smash it up here. And welcome again, Logan Ashline, Sparkle Smash.
What's a freestyle party without a little confetti? It's Logan Ashline, Sparkle Smash. Place those scores.
So Monster Jam fans, Logan Ashline in her first full season behind the wheel in a competitive series, having the best weekend of her career, almost winning yesterday's BKT overall event championship, 2 final round JCB race appearances, and absolutely loving the warmth, the cheers, and the fan base here in Hampton. And hopefully getting big scores at Judges Zone. Here we go. Scores are in. The score for Sparkle Smash is 7.692. 7.692. So Sparkle Smash, the confetti cannon, jumping through her own brand. Then it's Smash City from there. "25 years in the making." MJ Solario having the most difficult weekend probably of his career, but he is ready to burn it down. It's El Toro Loco.
that crazy bull. It's MJ Solorio, El Toro Loco. Fans, lock in those scores.
It looks like El Toro Loco right now cosplaying as a unicorn. Just one horn left on the beast. MJ Solorio, difficult weekend. Hampton right now, he needs some love. Make some noise for El Toro Loco. Guy who's just been fighting mechanical issue after mechanical issue. Coming in this weekend, had high hopes, and it's just been a defeating weekend for him, but he's appreciated all the love. The scores are in. The score for El Toro Loco is 8.722. El Toro Loco in second. Big air and the bull just going wild. Running over his own horn. Why not? Up next, the mythical beast. It's Cody Saucier. Time for Dragon to light up the sky. Dragon waiting patiently as El Toro Loco leaves the floor. Score to beat, Gravedigger 9.105.
Dragon. Fans, place your scores.
On a reptile shed, I couldn't imagine a giant behemoth dragon shedding. How much that would be. He's shedding off some skin. He just doesn't bother him. All he cares about is all of you fans enjoying that run and locking in your scores, judgeszone.com. He's going to toss some souvenirs into the stands, some of those scales. Right up there for some lucky fans over in that section. Yeah. So Cody Saucier Dragon, a big weekend here. Spent a lot of time at Kill Devil Hills, North Carolina, Digger's Dungeon, and really says that this is a second home to him out here. So scores are in. The score for Dragon is 8.552. Third place right now for Dragon. So Cody Saucier Dragon, the end of the run there, you just see the roof has had it. And shout out to our fiberglass guy. Saturday afternoon, that body was shredded in half. And you wouldn't have known it based on what we just saw until the end of that run. The fiberglass held on as long as it could. And then the end of the freestyle whips off. Cody's got a nice little sunroof right there to enjoy the Hampton weather today. And so we've got one competitor remaining in freestyle. Our score to beat, Kristen Anderson, Gravedigger, 9.105. El Toro Loco second, Dragon third, Crazy Train in fourth, Megalodon fifth, Plain Crazy sixth, and right now Sparkle Smash in seventh. And before you go, make sure to check out the Monster Jam World Finals at monsterjam.com, the biggest event every year for Monster Jam, July 2nd through the 4th. We celebrate 250 years of America with the biggest pit party, the most access to our trucks and drivers, and we crown 4 World Finals champions in Salt Lake City, Utah with the Utah Sports Commission. Again, get your tickets at monsterjam.com.
Hampton, we have one more truck to go. Make some noise for John Zimmer Jr. Terminal Velocity!
John Zimmer Jr., terminal velocity. Scoring is now open.
That freestyle had just about everything that we are looking for, including the biggest air we have seen all weekend in Hampton Coliseum. On one wheel at one point after that, and then ending it off with the bicycle, the sidewall save, your series leader. Let's hear it for John Zimmer Jr., terminal velocity. Scores are in. Score to beat. Gravedigger, 9.105. John, you ready? Let's check out this score for terminal velocity is 9.253. Your freestyle winner, terminal velocity, and your BKT overall event champion, John Zimmer Jr., terminal velocity. First clean sweep of the season and absolute domination for the final event in Hampton. Katie is with our winner.
That's right, standing by with John Zimmer Jr. We said there was a chance you were walking away with the sweep today, and you did it. Weekend after weekend, you continue to be the guy to beat. I imagine that's got to feel pretty good.
It feels good for sure, and had to break out the dusty broom, sweep them up, all the competitors out here sweeping them up. Man, it was so fun to come back here in Hampton. As you guys might have heard, I grew up about 40 minutes down the road, so this is like my second home to me. I love coming here year after year. You guys drive me to become a better driver and perform in front of you fans. It's been so much fun, guys. We love you. Man, what else can we get into?
These fans got nice and loud for you all weekend long. They scored you highly. What do you want to send them off with?
Man, y'all can do anything you want to do if you put your mind to it. That sounds cliche, but it's the truth. We were all just little kids at one point with a big dream to come out here and never grow up. Without you guys filling the stands and without my amazing team, Send It Motorsports, would not be possible at all, guys. So thank you so much for joining us this weekend. We'll see you at the next one.
One last time, get loud for John Zimmer Jr., terminal velocity.